There's a difference between healed and remission. A lot of people tell me, Kenny, you can't be healed because with ulcerative colitis, it's an incurable disease and you can go through periods of time where you don't have any symptoms, but it's gonna come back. And you're just in one of those periods, you're just in remission. Humor me for 1 second. Say you have a morbidly obese individual who is genetically predisposed at birth to be a bigger, heavier set person who is likely to be overweight. You have this morbidly obese person who decides, I'm gonna make a positive life change. They change their diet. They start eating correctly, have a caloric deficit, begin working out consistently, exercising to meet these weight loss goals. 6 months go by, a year go by, 2 years go by. This person is now a fit and healthy individual, no longer obese. And if you were to look at that person, you would never know that person was overweight or obese before in their life. Would you look at that person and say, you're just in remission, you really are still obese? No, because that person will never be obese again if that person continues with the lifestyle they have now created for themselves. They continue to eat right and work out and have the correct mindset, they're not going to go backwards and they're not going to gain all that weight back. Similarly to the person who is obese, I had a genetic predisposition to having inflammatory bowel disease or having a damaged gut microbiome, which contributed, in my opinion, to getting ulcerative colitis. However, by making a positive change, by changing what I ate, and reestablishing my gut microbiome and being consistent with it, I've rid myself from ulcerative colitis. And so similarly to the person who was overweight and changed their lifestyle is now a fit and healthy individual, I am also now a fit and healthy individual. And if you looked at me, you would never know that I had ulcerative colitis. You would never know it, you would never think it, you would never think that I was sick. Now, could I get sick again? Yeah. Could that overweight person become overweight again? Yeah. If that person stopped eating right, stopped exercising, and ate whatever they want, they would eventually gain that weight back. Now, if I did the same thing, started eating junk food at an accelerated pace, and just let that go on, I would eventually get sick. Maybe not right away, maybe not the first few months, maybe not even the first year or so, but because of that genetic predisposition, it will eventually come back based on your lifestyle. And so, I can control if I'm going to get sick again, because I know I'm doing the right things. I am eating right, I'm exercising, I am doing all the things that in this analogy need to be done to control these things. And so you say, you're not healed, you're just in remission. Like, okay. The medical definition of remission is the absence of disease activity. Okay, so you look at me, I am completely 100% have 100% absence of disease activity in my body. And I'm telling you that I'm not going to ever have that activity again because I'm doing the right things to keep that away. And so, I would say that I'm in permanent remission. So if I have permanent absence of disease activity, that sounds like I'm healed to me. That sounds like a cure to me. And just like with someone who is morbidly obese, they lose all that weight, they are in permanent remission, permanent absence of being obese or overweight. The person's not overweight, the person's not obese anymore, they're a fit and healthy individual. That's exactly the same analogy that comes to my mind when I think of these things. So yes, I completely consider myself to be 100% healed. And I'm not trying to pull a fast one on you, I'm not trying to sell you anything. The one thing I'm trying to sell you on is the fact that there are several people out there who have healed from inflammatory bowel disease several different ways. I'm not trying to sell you my way, I'm not trying to sell you their way. I just want the information to be out there and for you to know that you don't have to be sick, that you can get better. I've listed several different names in other videos of people who've gotten better several different ways. It's possible. You can get better. You just have to, just like in the analogy, make the decision that you're going to get healthy and do the right things your body needs. I'm not a doctor. This is just my experience, what has worked for me, and the research that I've come across. Stay tuned. I have a great series coming up in the next couple of weeks, Ulcerative Colitis Cure Bootcamp, and I'm going to detail what I would do if I was starting over from scratch with all the knowledge that I have now. I will do a full week of meals and what I would do if I were sick again. So that's going to be a great series. I think it'll be really informational for a lot of people who are just kind of wondering what I would do or how I would start things, and I think it'll be a lot of fun for people to watch. So, all right, perfect.